I've kind of I have a slight headache.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just an after race thing. Even though it wasn't.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't a nitro race.
Oh yeah.
You know.
You don't have a thing, do you?
No. No, it's not that. It's just headache. I just got it within the last 30 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Part of it was Gretchen drove me here. We took the family car, and she said she has 3 days off, and I have 3 days off.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I'm going with you to podcast tonight. And I'm like, okay, great. And she just talks the whole time.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my wife to death, but sometimes you just got to stop talking.
Yeah.
Anyways, she doesn't watch this show. She'll never know that.
She's not listening to what you're saying right now?
No, she's up. She's not even in she went, Emerson and her went and got food. They dropped me off and just, they're like, well, I'm out of here.
That's funny.
I was like, okay, good.
Emerson's not working?
Kind of tired. Well, no, he has today off. I don't know what's going on.
Why did he take today off?
Got me? I have no idea.
He took it off?
No, he didn't get on the schedule tonight.
Oh,
I actually dropped him off at 4 o'clock to work, and he texted me 10 minutes later while I was halfway home going, hey, I don't work today.
I always used to do that. I'd end up showing up by mistake at Hobbytown, and then Dan would go, oh, you're not on the schedule. I'm like, well, it's Wednesday. And he'd be like, oh, well, you can work and I can go home then. And then he'd just go home. So usually,
well, I told him I'd pick him up when we came here, so I had him. He actually put the carpet track for tomorrow together, the off-road, a little earlier. So, but what's nice is I just get to go straight home, and then I picked up all my stuff today from the Plex, and I got to break everything down and organize it and get it ready for this weekend.
Yeah.
2 big races in a row.
Yeah.
I'm going to be RC out for a little while.
Yeah, I'm going to take a week or two. Well, at least a week off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, me too. I wish I could. I have to run the race on Saturday, the 8th or whatever it is. 7th. And then I'm technically on vacation today, but I still ended up putting in a couple gaming orders for the store. Just to replace some stuff that we sold over the weekend.
What a company, man.
Actually, from the last 2 weeks, because I've been busy. So I got us caught up with Games Workshop and with Magic the Gathering. There's a new Magic release coming out this week.
Oh, neat.
We're supposed to get it sent on Friday, which means it'll be here next Monday or Tuesday.
What's the name of this set?
Blank if I know. I don't know. Don't know. I just was like, all right, it's new. Oh, it's brand new. Oh, we're supposed to good gaming stores have it. Yeah, send it to us. So there you go. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna get it started because we're pretty much just gonna cover our race this weekend and take some chat questions or whatever and get out of here. I'm gonna go get myself ready. You know, it's my anniversary tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you told me.
Wedding anniversary. Hang on, I'll get to that in a second. Hey, everybody. This is a very low-keyed, tired, mentally frayed Alex Surgeon, manager and race director at the Hobbytown Hobbyplex in Omaha, Nebraska. And with me, as always,
Will Brinton.
And this week, we're going to talk about the ProTek race that we just had and take some questions or some comments like we always do at the end. And whatever else comes to our mind, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just here for the comments.
Yeah, I'm just here for the comments. I'm just here for the pictures, although there are no pictures. That's what I say to... I've got this high school friend, and every time she threatens to leave Facebook, I just comment, I'm just here for the pictures. And then I go from there. On that note, it's my anniversary tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool.
19 years married.
Yeah.
and then 22 years together in July.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 19 years.
How do you do it? What's your secret?
I have no idea. I'm such a butthole. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. But I don't know. We do have a 15-year-old son.
Yeah, that helps.
You know, one of my greatest
Stay
fears,
together for the kids. That's what I say.
So one of my greatest fears is Emerson's going to like move out at like 19, and then Gretchen's going to walk in one day and go, well, I want a divorce. Like I'd be like, what? Blown away. But that's not going to happen. But
he's like going down the street in his car, like all packed up with stuff, like going to go live somewhere. And she just looks at you outside on the front lawn, like waving goodbye. And she just turns to you and goes, I want a divorce.
That's it. It's over.
Yep.
We've done good. Get out. Go away.
Yep. Get your stuff. Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen though.
Nah.
Oh, we already got a super chat.
For how much?
$5.
Put me up for $250.
Nick Nuttenhouse wants to know, Alex, would you go Losi or Associated Stadium truck? All right, it's time for some real talk. We need to have a new thing brought up, like straight
like
talk.
R. Kelly. Oh, can we do it like R. Kelly real talk? Like, I would tell you to get this Team Associated 2-wheel drive stadium truck. Real talk.
Real talk.
Can we talk sing this episode? And I was telling you, why? Why would you consider that? Hello?
No, that's hilarious. I would do that, but I'm mentally afraid. I don't know if I'd be able to keep up with you if we did that.
Yeah, you got to be quick on the draw.
Yeah, I'm out of it today.
Why would you be saying that? You got to be quick on the draw.
Real talk, I would 100% buy the Associated truck.
Mm-hmm.
The Losi truck looks so. Unless Dakota's driving it, it just looks so big.
Yeah.
You know, like the body itself looks huge, and I just haven't seen one of those work very well in a while. Mm-hmm. Unless it's somebody like Dakota or something, you know. I don't know. You know what was nice about so I traded Nate Natal. I'm sorry, Nate Natal, straight across my Schumacher for his T6.2. And the first time I drove that truck was 2 weeks ago with you at a club race. I drove that one qualifier. That's the first time I've ever actually driven that truck. And holy crap, it was like magic. I remember going to races when I was younger, and I used to love racing truck, mod truck, stock truck, whatever. I'd take my Team Losi Triple XT or my T4, either one. I've had both, and I'd set them on the track and I'd drive them once, and I'd be like, okay, I think we're good to go, and then work on my buggy the rest of the time. And then when I had my older 22s, 22T 1.0 and 2.0, I wanted to break those trucks in half, and was never really happy with them. So
actually, you nearly did that.
I know,
one time.
I nearly did, but I stopped racing. I stopped racing stadium truck because at the time I was sponsored by TLR, so I had to race that truck, and I just didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a hold of this truck, and I drove it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is what trucks are supposed to feel like. And full disclosure, I haven't driven the TLR 4.0, so I guess it's hard.
This
for
is
me
how
to,
a stadium truck's supposed to be.
It's hard for me to say that I can give you an honest answer based on the two, but I would, if it were me. I mean, I like vehicles where you just build them and go run them and don't have to change a whole lot of stuff on them, and that truck is really awesome. So that's just my own. That being said, I think TJ Williams has a Losi truck, and he does good with his.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Noah kid was running a Losi, and he did pretty good with stadium truck.
Was he?
I think so.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
If you're racing at the Plex, I would just go with whatever there's the most support for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've actually never driven a Losi truck to tell you how good they are or not. But I know my stuff works good.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure my truck that Emerson drove is like bone stock.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it drives so easy. Like I almost traded him. I almost was like, here, you take the 4-wheel drive and I'll drive that. But then I'm like, no way. I've been working on this 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude. That's my opinion. I mean, you know what Will's going to say because, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the non-biased, not sponsored guy opinion, I would still buy the Associated truck right now. A lot of it just has to do with I just can't stand the body. I just don't like the way the body looks on a Losi truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's just big. It looks like a monster truck. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot more aftermarket stuff for the Associated truck too. You know, and it isn't like a huge class anymore. You know, it is a good class to run, but it's not like what I mean is it's not a 4-wheel drive where everybody and their brother's making stuff for it, or a 2-wheel drive buggy where everybody's making stuff for it, you know? So, definitely like, since there's so many parts that fit off of the Losi or off of the Associated buggy onto the truck, there's a lot of option parts like from other accessory companies and stuff like that are pretty cool, and bodies and all kinds of stuff, you know. So that's what I'd kind of look at is what your aftermarket game look like.
Yeah.
Personally.
But do you use a lot of aftermarket stuff on your race cars? I don't.
I just get the J Concepts like bling stuff.
Yeah.
Like I get the cool stuff, and you know, like aluminum hubs, you know, Associated makes those. I don't know if Losi makes them or if anybody else makes them for Losi, but I get that. I get the Associated.
Well, I mean, I run the steering rack. I run the front aluminum bulkhead in the steering rack.
Yeah,
aluminum, but that's kind of like when you buy a kit, you should just buy those.
My truck's pretty stock. I mean, I have the Kashima shocks on it, of course, and like I have a J Concept servo mount and battery hold down net, and I have an aftermarket screw kit on that thing, but other than that, it's pretty stock, and I only have Reedy equipment in it, and that stuff works really good. I thought it had plenty of power. It didn't fade. I put a Reedy tuning or a high torque rotor in it. That's all I did to it. And I had one of the local oval guys, Gooch or Darren Ryder, tune it for me, and I've been running it. So that's it.
Yeah. So there you go. There's your super chat. First super chat in a while, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, that does remind me. So if you're just watching, tune in for the first time, we normally don't respond to comments until the very end of the show. Mm-hmm. But if you make a super chat and give us money, we'll interrupt the show, whatever it is, and address it. So that's the Hobbyplex show rule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, we got the ProTek race to kind of break down, and we'll why don't we just get into that?
Okay.
All right. So the track build went pretty much how I expected it to. Got everything done in time to paint it on Wednesday, and thanks to Tom Smith for getting the paint sprayer to paint, and we even have paint left over, so I think we're going to be good for the J Concepts race in July.
Nice.
Hey, did you know that this show is sponsored by Pivot Lending Group?
It is?
Yeah, it totally is.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. You can get a hold of Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad and mention our show, get started with a home loan or refinance, and you can get a $500 lender credit or a 0.125 off your interest rate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
whole one.
Go out there and get that done.
Yeah, do it.
Before all the rates go up, because they're going to start raising interest rates like crazy, and then the housing market's going to crash, and then hopefully my property taxes will go down. Good God.
Yeah, get locked in on that bread and butter rate or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, that's one thing about being a homeowner super sucky, is that your house payment can actually change based on the value of your home and your property taxes.
No.
Yeah. So
Wow.
ours went up again this year, and it's really starting to tick me off because we're kind of house poor as it is. So anytime we have oh God, what's that called? When your bank needs escrow. Anytime we have an escrow increase.
Foreclosure?
No, not foreclosure. Escrow. Anytime we have that, it's boy.
Bankruptcy?
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, back to the race. All right, so the track build went really well, really smooth. Started Sunday night. Actually, technically started Saturday. We built that new wall back there on Sunday. What'd you think of that new wall?
It was nice.
Yeah?
Real nice.
Nice and tall.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice the angle? How much we changed the angle on it?
Yes.
It gives us more track. So the next track build, or the next track that we're going to do, like the June summer series, I'm going to use more of that space over there. So it's going to be good.
Heck, I remember the track used to go clear out to where the tractor sits.
I know. I was I'm thinking about going through. I got a whole bunch of old video that's on YouTube from different sources, like Iowa RC Tracks. He's got some good Novak race footage when the wall was first built. But then I've got some on my Gunter, my personal page, Gunter Loxes, which I've lost subscribers to. At one point I had 84 subscribers. Now I'm down to 81, and it's just because I don't post much on there. But when I do, it's usually something funny or stupid. Anyways, but I do have some old race footage on that account that I was gonna share on Instagram and YouTube and on our Hobbyplex Show Facebook page. But yeah, it's crazy when you go back and look at the video when we used to use that back there. Yeah. So, kind of glad we don't though, because remember in the wintertime when we did race dirt out there, that corner itself had no grip.
Yeah.
Like none.
It'd like freeze.
Yeah. Because it's northwest corner.
I remember the frost all over the track. That's the whole reason why I made the track smaller.
Yeah.
Because that corner would freeze.
Yep.
Then we had the salamander heaters over there, and the salamanders would dry the track out, so it'd like make it worse.
Yeah. The first Novak race we ever had the salamander back in that corner, and you would walk over there and realize that, oh crap, the salamander just blasted this whole straight line of hot air. And
you could see it.
You could.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
It's just like a jet engine burn mark.
Yeah. I'm glad we don't do that anymore either. Remember when we walked in there and you could just, the diesel exhaust smell?
Yeah.
Would just fill the place up. And that was probably more toxic than nitro, I would think.
It'd be funny if they like look up all those videos and it's like through like periods of fashion, and like I have like frosted tips at one point, and then like at another point I have just a mustache, like, and I'm wearing like some really loud shirt and like hot pink pants.
Well, the last
I have like one chain earring and like the Vanilla Ice eyebrow shave. Son, like that'd be really funny.
The last INS that I traveled to, I had a mohawk, like a dad hawk.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because there's that interview that J Concepts did for the ProTek servos with me. Because I ran him in my car, and you watch that video, and I've got a dad hawk. I used to call it a dad hawk. It was like it was a mohawk, a very short mohawk with my dad. Anyways, then I saw myself from behind in a video with that same haircut, and that's why I started growing my hair out long. Never again.
Yeah.
I got to cover up the little bald spot back here.
Yeah, my wife hates your hair.
What? Why?
She absolutely hates it.
I love
She's
my
like,
hair.
she's like, oh my god, it looks so disgusting. I said,
What?
I love it. I love it. This looks like some crazy old hippie that races toy
Disgusting.
cars now.
That picture that you sent me, I actually think I look pretty good.
I thought you looked great. I do you.
Man, well, you know what? My wife loves my hair. Let me
Well,
tell
that's
you.
all that matters.
Yeah, my wife digs my long hair. That's why it's not ever getting cut ever again. She's all over it. So she likes to rub her face in it. It's really funny. So does my cat. Yeah. My cat likes it too. I'm lying on the couch. My cat will jump up behind me and just start. She like bites my hair. It's the most hilarious thing ever.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough with my hair. We're talking about the ProTek race.
Okay. See, nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. Okay, so then Thursday practice, we broke in the track a little bit. Tried to, I guess. Track was weird this time around, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't hot enough.
Normally
it's warm enough in the springtime to get a nice groove going in that thing. But
right.
We just didn't have the heat to bake the stank off of that thing, you know. Get it to where it start taking rubber earlier, you know.
This was probably the most drastic that the track has changed in 3 days that I remember, and I feel kind of bad because it was
tough to keep up with.
Exactly, we've been really good, I think, for a while of trying to maintain a consistent track. I think the first year that I went to the West Coast for the Reedy race, and everybody was all about consistency, and I saw those misters for the first time. You know, remember that's when I started taking the hose and trying to mist the track a little bit, just to try to maintain the same type of track the whole time. And then when we started using Stay Wet, you could get away from that. And I thought last several, not even couple years, I think for a while our stuff's been really consistent. But then for this race, Friday. Was it Friday or was it Saturday? Friday. It was Friday. Friday, the track started to sweat. It warmed up so fast outside that the ground itself was cold. And then it made the track wetter. And I think the track sweated. You could go out there and look at it and put your foot around it and it was very clear that there was dew on the racetrack in the middle of the day.
Yeah, the moisture is definitely coming up.
And I think that's why it got weird, because then that night I'm like, well, I'm not going to water a lot. I still watered it because you have to.
Right.
But I didn't water it near as much. And then I thought by the end of Saturday, it looked like a Summer Series race again.
Right.
And then I watered it a little more Saturday night. And then Sunday, it just, I don't know. You needed tread.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Not much. This is all the tread that I ran in 2-wheel.
Well, that's more than I had.
Those are mint. And they didn't wear. They didn't wear at all. Those are perfect for the amount of, if you were on a lower tire and at the beginning of the run, the main, it would, the track would kind of go away from you later on the main, but you'd be good at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then, if you had too high a tread, your stuff would start turning on later. So, but if you had what I had, that was kind of a good balance.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, I felt if there was one thing I would have done differently, maybe not watered a lot on Thursday night.
Yeah.
I guess. I didn't water that much. There wasn't any puddles.
No.
Usually, when I'm watering. Yeah, I mean, it took it all, but it sweated hard on Friday, and it never really did what we've used to. It's still grooved up, though. I mean, you can take pictures of it today, and you can see this dark black groove on it, which is good. So, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe we should build the track a week earlier next time.
Yep. It could be a good idea.
And then just run a club race on it and then listen to everybody whine about the advantages we have.
See, the thing is a lot of places do that. And, they'll break the track in and whatever. And some people complain and some people don't. And it's like I don't know, like from my experiences, the fast guys are still going to be on top no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people coming in early from out of town to run on it. So it's like, kind of do whatever you want. But I think that the guys that come will have a better experience because the track had been run on. Meaning that you're going to be grinding tires. You aren't going to,
that's the thing.
Like have 3 different tread sets, whole bunch of different sauces, do all this work. Sauce them and run them is all you'll end up doing.
That's the thing, because for the last month of club racing, and in the last couple of years of summer series races, all you got to do is show up, mount a set of tires, break them in Friday night, not grind them, and just call it good. Yeah, and that's what I was expecting to happen Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week, and that's not how it went. You had to be more on top of it.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to go that way because it kind of doesn't usually. Like you always end up rolling out on slicks or something really, really low. But the track just didn't get away from that. Last year it was the end of day on Saturday. You could run treads, and treads were there. And I tried it in practice after qualifying, and it was not there.
Yeah.
So,
dude, the tires that were on my 4-wheel drive were the tires that had been running for a month. And the front left was bald, and the front right had a little bit on it, and then the rears were actually just clapped out. Super low tread.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess out of all the things this weekend, that's the one thing I wish that would have been different. I feel like that hurts the I feel like it hurts the experience more now if it's like that again.
No, I think so too. I mean, there's a lot of other places that do it that way just because they know that their track isn't going to be the greatest thing when it's new.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a wise decision. It's something I've wanted to do for years, but it's your program, so I don't really I didn't want to suggest it. And I've actually never really told anybody that I thought that, just because I don't want to get out that Will had an opinion about it. But
well, that's what this show's for. You can talk about it with me. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. It's your deal. Like, and everybody's running on the same track, but I mean, having said that, you want everybody that comes in to have a good experience, and I think that the experience would be greater for everybody. If you're in the lowest main and the highest main, you have a better experience. Yeah. Just because of that.
Yeah, I'll see what happens. I think for the INS race, I might make the changes I'm gonna make. I was gonna do a whole track redo again, but I don't think I'm gonna for 2 reasons. A, it's I want to swear so bad. It's a ton of work. It's a lot. Right. I had some help this week, which is great, but it's still a lot of late nights, a lot of stressing out, and this one wasn't even that stressful. It was just that. But then also, like, the middle straightaway is so cool that I don't want to change it right now.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to want to change it by July. I think I'm going to try to use it. And I have a plan in my head. There's a comment on here, asking about what I have plans for the track. And I have a June small track change, and then I've got an INS track change.
That'd be cool.
I think it will be cool. How about a suggestion box? No, thank you.
Yeah, it'll be directly over the trash can with no bottom.
Yeah. Exactly. See, Cody gets it. Sounds like a good idea, but I feel like it would turn into a complaint box. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Because, unfortunately, sometimes I take comments about our track a little personal. And so, I'll go I'll walk around the pits going, "Who wrote this?"
Yeah. Who's a dead man?
Who wrote this? Oh, you don't want me doing that.
It looks like your handwriting.
Let me see you write your name right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, that came off a little strong. Sorry.
Yeah, I just write stuff in there like Alex kisses well.
No, here's the thing. Here's why we could never do. Here's why we could never do a suggestion box, because one of my classes in junior high had a box where this teacher wanted us to. He didn't want us to, but he said you can put anything in here, and I'll deal with it at the end of the class. And almost every single comment, almost every single piece of paper that he opened was something to the effect of "You're a homosexual." Like almost every single one, and he wasn't. It wasn't even that. It was just that was the thing. That was the theme. That was the theme for junior high kids to make fun of their teachers is to do that, and that's basically what every single slip of paper almost was. There was never anything serious that came out of that box, and I would not want to see that go that way.
I just write like more pizza in the vending machine.
Honestly, to be honest with you, you know what the yeah exactly
beer in the vending machine, please.
Can we get some Coors Light in here or what? What's going on?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I can tell you right now that Facebook Messenger is today's suggestion box.
Oh, yeah.
I get more suggestions, quote unquote, in, Messenger than I do in just about everywhere else.
More suggestions in Messenger. Did you ever watch the Tom Green show?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When he had the air quotes things and they're like Christmas lights right here in his fingers, and they'd flash whenever he'd do that. Do you remember that?
Kind of.
There's that one.
It's been a while. It's been a long time. I just remember the painting of the naked woman on his parents' car.
Yeah. There's that. There's the episode where him and Andy Dick dressed up as each other and we're in public. And Andy Dick dressed up as Tom Green, and he was just going, "I'm Tom Green. I'm Tom Green." And they found there was some gal at a grocery store. No, they were at a grocery store, and they were talked to some lady, and they got her in like the MTV car or whatever. Yeah. And she was finally like, "You're not Tom Green," and noticed it wasn't him. It was like a glued on mustache, and Andy Dick grabbed a gallon of milk out of somebody's shopping cart and goes, "I'm Tom Green and I like milk," and he throws a gallon of milk on the ground.
God, I do remember that. That was, if it wasn't for Tom Green, the people like what's the dude that makes the shirts? I Love Hot Moms. Danny Duncan. It wouldn't be dudes like Danny Duncan around if it wasn't for Tom Green.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the inspiration.
Ooh, these are feeling mighty nice.
Are they nice?
I don't know.
I'd like to feel your ample stadium truck tires.
Huh?
Okay. All right. Hey, let's get to results.
Okay.
All right. The first main that was completed without AAA mains was short course truck. And, there was 8 people signed up at one time. So I made 8 awards. Then there was 7. And then we picked up one more. And so I had just enough awards for all 8 people. I was super happy. And it was Ashley McCormick with the TQ and win, the short course master himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then this kid, Noah Ward, was second. And he qualified third, finished second. Chili Duncan was there. He TQ'd a round of short course, and then there was a tie going to the third round of qualifying. And he ended up qualifying second. He finished third. Brett Nelson was fourth. Nathan Welber's fifth. Tyler Fleming was sixth. Jake Poteet was seventh. And then Eli Vanderbeek got a short course truck and ended up finishing eighth. My phone is at 3%. So
perfect.
Yeah, this is great. Maybe I wonder if my sister's got her charger here again. Wonder if
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves real quick. I don't know.
I'm getting
Anyways.
a little bit clamped.
All right, 3%. Nice. So Plex Spec beginner. I'm really happy with our Plex Spec turnout this weekend, because normally for this race, in the past we've only had maybe 2 heats, and or I'm sorry, we only had 1 heat, and then for this race we had 2. We had like 16 or 17 entries, and Mason Burke got the TQ and win. Let me tell you though, he got blasted at the start and wasn't leading. And thanks. He got totally destroyed at the start of this thing. And fought back to win it. I mean, for a little while there, I didn't think he was going to catch Ryan Nemec, but he did. Grayson got a little punched at the start. And
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Full punch.
Full punched.
Oh, right in the kisser.
Ryan Nemec did finish second, though. Really good finish for Ryan. He qualified 7th and got a really good start. And then another really good, fun story was Lily Kaziski. She made the bump up and then ended up finishing 3rd, which was crazy.
Really? That was pretty cool.
With a borrowed car, too, which I thought was pretty phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, there it goes. For a minute, I didn't think it was going to work. So good job for Lily. That was really neat. And she's one of the ones that had to get a 2-wheel drive. I got the hiccups, man. She was one of the ones that normally drives a 4-wheel drive on Plex Spec.
Oh, yeah?
So they had to borrow a 2-wheel drive. Grayson Stevie ended up 4th. Emily Bagley had a good finish, was 5th. Sawyer Haley was 6th. Alex Eichler dropped down. He had a really good qualifying day. There's a kid that's getting better, for sure, is Alex.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of time in on practice day, you know. And he was really focused. He was there on Thursday night, and it paid off. Good qualifying effort.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Zayers Jr.'s kid, was 8th. Ariana, she dropped down a little bit, down the 9th. I think she was involved in that big pileup at the start. And then Chris Bagley was 10th. The graph on Live RC is crazy in this one. It's just all over the place.
God, green compound glues so fast.
Does it?
Oh, God.
Dude,
you just put it on there and it just goes.
So I just bought all my rims today. I bought all my wheels today from the Plex. And I'm getting ready to have a tire gluing party starting tonight.
Yeah. I'm doing one set of each compound for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't know what I'm going to do for foams. And I hear it's a lower grip track. And, and you just don't want to mount all your stuff up. And you got, too soft in or too stiff in or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Nuthouse put in another super chat, and he says, "Someone buy that man a phone charger."
Yeah, how much was it for?
It was $5. But here's the thing: I have a phone.
Why'd you put me down for another $250?
I have a lot of phone chargers. I just forgot. That's all it is. I've been busy today. My wife made me go like halfway across town to return some makeup thing at Sephora.
Oh, Sephora?
Sephora? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't return it without her card, and I didn't have her card, and I'm like,
store credit, please.
Yeah, whatever.
They give you store credit?
No, I was just like, well, I'll just make her do it. So.
Okay. How much was it the return for?
Like $90.
Cost you more in gas to drive back over there.
Not her. She drives a
just
4-cylinder Honda.
I'm kidding. I said it'd be funny to say that.
Yeah, it was funny to say.
I was hoping it was going to be for like $2.
Oh no, it was a
something
lot.
Like stupid.
I bought her Christmas present from there, and it was $100 for this small thing of perfume that she likes to wear, which I don't even think she's worn it yet. She just has it on the
I'll
shelf.
wear it. Can I have it?
I'll ask her.
No, I'm kidding. I don't want it.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyways, all right. Moving on. Stadium truck, A main. We had you, TQ, and win with your truck.
Mm-hmm.
Second was Emerson. And
Yeah.
Emerson drove phenomenal race. He was on your butt for about the first 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And he had one little mess up, and then that was that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing really good. I was kind of trying to manage the race and not just like drive too fast early on. But it's like he'd start reeling me in a little bit, and I'd drive a little faster and then try to keep that gap the same.
Yeah. Dude,
so we had a pretty good race there too, so people watching probably really liked it.
He hot lapped the race, 20.8.
Mm-hmm.
But that was on the exact the next lap after that is when he crashed.
Yep. Like in qualifying, I think I went 20.8.
Yeah.
He was going just as fast as I was.
Yep. But that was good to see. Good to see Emerson get after it. He was like hyper focused too.
He was loving it. Like after every qualifier, he's like, "Dude, that was so cool." Like, because we were relatively close in qualifying for the last round.
Yeah. That's good. I think you both needed that too going into this race we're going to. A little bit of confidence booster there.
Yeah.
And then, boy, from nowhere, got the bump up and then ended up finishing third, TJ Williams. And TJ's, this for a while, this was kind of his class for a little while. And then, he's been focusing on buggies, both of his buggies a lot. And I kind of felt like he felt like he didn't need to focus on his truck so much. And then got the bump, and there he was right at the end. Mm-hmm. Brian Burnt finished fourth, just in front of Tom Smith, 4/10 of a second apart, actually.
Wow.
For fourth and fifth. Noah Ward made this A main as well in sixth place. Then it was Connor Herrick, Nathan Wilbers, Wade Gehring, and Joe Zayer Jr. Joe, I don't know what happened to Joe. His rear wing was off, like hanging.
Oh, I think his body broke.
And I think that was just one of those things where you're like, well, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Expert stock A main. So this one, your top two inverted. You had Tyler Patnaud getting the win. He qualified second. I believe he was on Proline tires. So all you guys out there that are like, I don't want to go to the Plex because Proline tires don't work there. Pretty sure this race was won on Proline tires. Cole Henriksen, back in the game. He finished 7/10 off of Tyler. This was a very close race, pretty much the whole way. They flipped with about 7 laps left to go, and I think what happened was Cole was gone, and then there was a little bit of lap traffic in front of him, and they got the lap traffic got hung up on the crossover, and Cole found that lap traffic while going over the crossover. And I think this was the only, as far as I can remember, this was one of the only high-profile mishaps.
Incidences?
Yeah, mishaps that happened at the crossover. Like it was almost flawless the whole weekend, but he ran into the dude basically while going over the crossover. So, not from the other direction. They were both going the same direction. So, but I'm not saying Cole would have won because of that. I'm just saying that without that, but because Tyler still could have caught him, but Cole had a pretty good lead until that point. Jackson Anderson just kind of hung out back there in third place. Ended up third. Qualified third, ended up third. Ken Peterson making the main, qualifying fourth, finished fourth. Brent Rowley qualified fifth, finished fifth. Chad Ruben King, David Peevler, they all moved up a spot. Ashley McCormick was eighth. Riley Filbert got the bump up, finished ninth. Nathan Wilbers got the bump up and finished 10th. So good job to those two. It was cool to see Tyler here. He's been kicking butt all over the East and upper Midwest, I guess, for a while, and back in the game here after coming to some Summer Series races last year. And then Henriksen, of course, he'd been gone for a couple years.
Right.
I think the story is he got talked to come back into it by Tom
Nice.
Rennernecht.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. 13.5 four-wheel drive was the next one completed, and this one, boy, I was in this race. I finished 4th. I got to tell you, if it wasn't for a few mistakes that I made just all by myself, I could have been right there with these guys. They all battled to the end, and I should have been up there with them. I know I'm kicking myself for this one. I'm happy I'm finished 4th in this one because again, it was the most populated class we had. There's a lot of talent in this one, but these guys weren't that much faster than me. Like, I could feel when I got hot lapped, but at the same time, a couple laps later, I'd still be back. I'd still be within striking distance of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Sutherland got the TQ and win. At one point, he was behind me, so I know at one point he was in 4th. Maybe even 5th, I think. Nope, 4th. So, I mean, it was bouncing all over the place. Tyler Patton out finished 2nd. By the way, Nate Sutherland, another one on Proline tires. So for all you guys that are like, I don't like going to the flex because Proline tires don't work there. Nate and Tyler both were on Proline tires. So Henriksen got 3rd. He qualified 5th. And I was driving around in 3rd. Then I made a mistake, and he got around me for 3rd. And I believe he was leading at one point, at least for a couple laps. Like I said, they were bouncing around. A couple times they were tapping each other. They were waiting, being good sportsmanships, showing good sportsmanship out there, and kind of kept me in it. But again, I got 4th. I don't feel bad about that, but I know that if there was 2 mistakes that I made all by myself that required a marshal, and if it wasn't for those, I would have been right there with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I got the speed going into this week. So I don't feel bad at all, actually. Ashley McCormick from the 10 getting the bump up to the 5. So really good drive for him.
Yeah, that's a pretty big move.
Yeah, big time. Eric Larson from the 8 to the 6. Easton dropped down to the 7 after qualifying behind me in 4th. Brent Riley was 8th. Tyler Canine from the bump finished 9th. And then Shane Alberico, he broke, which unfortunately, so what happened was in A2, David stripped a spur gear, and he's like, I have another diff I can put in that was ready to go. And I was like, oh, well, that won't take very long. Go ahead. Well, then it ended up taking a while. And then they're like, so it was more than just that. And then it was, well, let's just use Shane's car. So he brought out Shane's car, drove it down the straightaway. Somebody was already parked, ready to start the race, and he smashed into him, broke Shane's car. So we waited all that time, and then that happened. And so then we raced that race, and 13.5 wheeler was next. And so I didn't want to start the race without Shane. That would suck,
Yeah.
They came all that way. They paid all that money. Not just the entry fee, but the time away from work, the hotel, all that stuff.
Dad breaks his car.
His dad breaks his car. We're kind of doing pretty good schedule-wise. So even though it felt like it was a long time, in reality it was like maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
When you actually looked at the Live RC thing, it was maybe 15 minutes tops, I think, if you add the two together. So, if it was a national event like at the Roar Nats, they definitely wouldn't have waited, and I get that.
Nah.
If it was INS race and we have 350, 325 entries, and time is of the essence, I at that point I gotta go, dude. I'm sorry, we gotta go. But at this race, where we're gonna be done by 4:00, I felt like we can give a little bit of leeway.
Mm-hmm.
They made the main. They've invested their time and money into it. Let's let them get their car, or at least let Shane get his car fixed. His dad's going to be able to race A3 because there's more than enough time. Let's let Shane get his car fixed and get out there. But then I told him on the driver's stand, I said, hey, don't break this car, please, during the race.
Yeah.
And he's standing next to me, and he broke it. I'm like, oh, God damn it.
Well, when David was putting his car out, he put it out, and he goes, don't crash. It isn't completely put together or something like that. So it's like, I think he was trying to hurry just for the sake of everybody else, too.
Yeah, I know.
It's just one of those situations.
It is. But here's the other thing, too, because there was a few people complaining about it, and I want to be open and honest about this.
Here's my take on it. How would you feel if that was you?
Yeah, I would have waited for you.
Yeah.
I would have totally waited for you. In fact, I can guarantee I probably have. You know?
Oh, you've waited on the guy that was complaining before.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh,
so,
yes.
I mean, let's not go there. I mean, there's times to be a jerk, and there's times not to be a jerk. And that's probably not one of those times to be a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And I can guarantee you that, if you're like that too often, your sponsors might find out about it.
Yeah.
Good
manners are nice.
So, anyways. So yeah, Shane Albarico qualified 6th, finished 10th, but it wasn't really his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been, but whatever. It was
his
his
dad's
dad's
fault.
fault. It was his dad's fault. Blame it on your dad.
Yeah.
That's what my kid would do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, 40 and over. I'll get this one done and over with. So Chad qualified 2nd, finished 1st. Tom Smith, wow, from the 6 to the 2. So
wow.
Really good job for Tommy. And then Mac Vanderbeek was 3rd. And then I was 4th. Qualified 1st again, finished 4th. I see a trend. I see a running trend here, and it sucks. David Peevler from the 8 to the 5. Brent from the 10 to the 6. Ken unfortunately dropped down to the 7. Eric Larson was 8th. Brian Burnt was 9th, and Wade Gehring was 10th. So Chad was on it all weekend. He TQ'd the first round. My car really came on round 2 and round 3, and I also drove a lot smarter on qualifying day. And then I kind of felt like I wasn't going to touch my car, and so I left Saturday tires on it going into that main, and my car was loose as a goose.
Yeah.
I couldn't get on it at all. I couldn't get any forward drive in my car, and it showed. I was slow. So I don't know. I was just I don't know. I didn't even feel bad. Like I wasn't mad or anything. I even went up to Tommy like, dude, good job. I was like kind of chipper.
Yeah.
I just knew. I knew in warm up. I was like, uh-oh, this ain't gonna be good. So live and learn something for the INS race. Put my Summer Series tires on it that I had ready to go.
I don't know. I'm gonna take some dang clay compound there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Be ready for anything.
Yeah. So good for Chad getting another one of those. We're all old now.
You're old.
Look at this. No, seriously, look at this main event. Let me go back to it. Chad. Rico, basically. Chillicothe veteran. Tom Smith. Chillicothe Midwest veteran. Mac Vanderbeek, of course, Chile veteran. We were all mains together back 20 years ago. Me, David Peevler, Chillicothe veteran. Ken Peterson, Eric Larson, Chillicothe veteran. I mean, these are guys that we've raced together for 30 years,
Yeah.
Let's see. Independent. So this one I expected to be a little bit closer just because of the parity we have going on in independent right now. But it really wasn't. At least not from about from third down. So no award this is his third A main that he was in. He got the TQ in independent buggy, and he just walked away from everybody. I didn't really have to talk about him a whole lot other than just to try to get people to get out of his way when he was lapping them.
Yeah.
I mean, he smoked him. Just straight up smoked him. And then another really good finish to this one. Brady Papineau was in second, and for quite a long time, and then held Daniel Bender off to hang on to second. It was very close. It was a good inside move. Bender gave it all, man. He had the inside spot. He didn't touch Brady at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they finished 0.03 of a second apart. It was crazy. So I was really impressed by that. Unfortunately, Daniel did get into he got into somebody early. I can't remember who it was now. I'll have to go watch and I'll have to watch the video again. But I made him wait because you just, we gotta teach manners a little bit to these kids. That's what this class is kind of for too, But Daniel ended up running right back up there cleanly and got third. So that was really cool. And then Jana Peevler from the bump spot ended up fourth. That was a really good finish for her. She was super close to battling for third as well with Daniel and Brady. TJ ended up fifth. Dalton Conrad was sixth. Jake Poteet was seventh. Andrew Thomas, who wasn't even going to race this weekend. And I was like, what? Like, you got to race this weekend. You're one of the kids, man. And he was in the main. He got the bump up and finished eighth. Connor Herrick. Might have been Connor that Daniel got into, actually, now that I think about it. Right at the start. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up ninth, and then Connor Hausch was 10th. But props to Daniel for moving over and waiting for him like he was asked to, because, it could have been a thing. Obviously, Daniel's not the kind of kid to, ignore the race director, so
right.
He did the right thing. And it worked out. He ended up third anyways, so. He had a fast car, though. If he would have gotten up there a little bit earlier, he probably could have tried to chase down Noah, but boy, Noah was on it. Like, no mistakes. Kid drove lights out in the main. So. But just to reiterate, let's see who's in here. Daniel, Jana, TJ, Dalton, Andrew. And you could even throw Connor Hausch in that group now.
I would.
For independent. I mean, that's going to be a crazy summer coming up.
Yeah.
Because any one of these 6 kids could, and Connor's not really, he's kind of a kid, but not really. I mean, I could call him a kid because I'm 43, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, look at all these all the good things that are coming out of these, like him and what's that other guy's name? Kind of the same age as Connor.
Connor Hausch?
Yeah. Who's that other guy?
That races with us?
Yeah. He's going to INS.
Oh, Diego. Yeah, Diego was the one that was missing, but
well, him and Diego are like friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, it reminds me of me and somebody else,
Yeah, no doubt.
That ended up being friends for a long time, just because we met through RC racing.
Yeah. Yeah, I put Diego down to pit with us, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I got Hannah just messaged me a little bit ago wanting to know how many pit spots, and I'm gonna have 5, so we're all together.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's the independent racing that we have is going to be really good, and I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, and then mini trugging, then we'll do the 2 mod classes because we'll go to the triple mains. So mini truggy had Jake Poteet with the win, and then Dylan Hartron with the 2. And boy, Dylan led for like the middle of this race, and I thought he was just going to kind of go away with it. But 8 minutes at mini truggy, I mean, it's hard not to overdrive those things, so a crash or 2 is bound to happen. But he still ended up finishing second. John Haas ended up third. Zaire Jr. was way down there at the start and then came all the way back up to get fourth. He passed Matt and Dale Reek, who got 5th and 6th. I think with like 2 laps to go. I think that's when that happened. And then Tyler Fleming, and then Dane Gangler, man. Boy, he had the TQ, and then he told me that he hit like a clod or something while he was going over the crossover.
Really?
Yeah, and it like threw his car the wrong way and crashed, and he went from first to last on like the second lap,
Oh,
and
that's
just
too bad.
couldn't recover basically from that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ben Seidlick ended up 9th, and then Chad Hartshorn actually broke out, finished 10th. And this was a busy one. If you look at the map, the graph, a lot of ups and downs. You can actually see Jake Poteet. He dropped down to 4th, then was in 3rd for a little bit, then 2nd for a little bit, and then he finally passed Dylan, and that was that. So, and I think that's Jake's like first win.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Not first win ever, but like first trophy race win.
Oh yeah.
In anything. I don't think he's raced independent buggy for a while, and I don't think he's ever gotten first in that one at any of these. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay, now triple main event results. We'll do 4-wheel drive first. So 4-wheel drive buggy had Alex Vanderbeek. He got the win in the first two. So he got to sit out the third one, sorry. Drew Rubenking ended up second. Mason Herrick was third. Nate Sutherland was fourth. Jackson Anderson was fifth. David Alberico was sixth. Taylor Larson was seventh. Ethan Delaire was eighth. Caden Berdine was ninth. And Tom Smith was 10th. I knew that mod 4-wheel drive was going to be a scrap, like a scrapper's race. Because if you watch the main, I'm going to post the mains that I took on this YouTube channel here in a little bit. I'm going to try to work on that tonight. The first main event had 4th place, 5th place, 6th place, and 7th place, and 8th place, all basically crossing the line at the same time. So Taylor had a 15:18, Mason had a 15:18.8, David Alberico had a 15.813, Jackson had a 15:19.2, and Ethan Delaire had a 5:19.8 in the first main.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, this one's going to get crazy later on. Alex walked away from everybody in the first one. Nate Sutherland put in a really good finish. He was 6 seconds back, but also 3 seconds in front of Drew Rubenking. But behind Drew in that first one was kind of it was crazy. Then you had A2. And it was Alex and Drew, and that pretty much locked Drew into a top position, I think, no matter what, because he had a third and a second. And then Jackson Anderson ended up third in that one. Nate Sutherland was fourth, and then Mason Herrick was fifth. Then Ethan, Taylor, Tommy, and Caden. It really wasn't that close at the end of this one. They were all kind of spread out. And then A3 had Mason Herrick getting the win, and that was important because for him to make a podium, basically, Drew or Nate had to be down there pretty far. And Drew was second again, so Drew was locked in to a second overall. David Alberico didn't really have a shot at the podium, ended up third. And then Nate Sutherland was fourth. So basically, if Nate would have finished third, he would have had third. And or maybe even second, actually. And then but it also depended on who finished in front of him. Like if Mason hadn't finished first, the whole thing was so messy. And so I felt kind of bad for Nate just because there was some, there was some driver errors going on there, and it kind of cost him a spot. But the finish here, so check this out. 4th place, A3. Nate Sutherland, 5:10. Actually, we can even go here. Let's go all the way up. Drew Rubenking, 5:08. David Alberico, 5:09. Nate Sutherland, 5:10. Jackson Anderson, 5:11.1. Caden Berdine, 5:11.7. Ethan, 5:11.9. And Taylor Larson, 5:11.982. Like, that's crazy. In mod. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Well, even well, we can get to two wheel, but yeah, I thought even two wheel was close because it's like there's just like always just right. The pack of cars is right there.
Yeah, nobody really ever got lapped.
No,
Very
I
often.
didn't get it.
You didn't get lapped, did you?
No, I didn't get.
I don't think you did because I don't remember it at all. Like I think you guys were all on the same lap. You guys were all within maybe half a track.
Yeah, it was
for almost all three mains.
We were flying, man.
So mod two wheel had Alex Vanderbeek getting the win. He had to fight for it because he had a horrible round 2. He had a horrible A2. He won A1 and then didn't finish good at all in A2. And that really opened it up here going into A3. Mason Herrick got a second, very strong second. So a couple podiums for Mason. He was also your TQ. Ethan Delaire with a podium. Qualified 4th, ended up 3rd. David Alberico was 4th. Ruben King was 5th. Taylor Larson 6th. Nate Sutherland 7th. Rico Chad Carstens was 8th. Jackson Anderson was 9th, and you were 10th. Very strong field of mod two-wheel drive this year.
No, yeah. And
a lot of parity, again. I think this was the coolest thing we got going on right now is even our weekly club racing. Like, when our stuff's working good, we're all pretty close. I mean, the last 3 weeks, man, I was like, man, I could have won that club race.
Yeah.
You know? So mod two-wheel drive A1. Like I said, Vanderbeek drove away from everybody. He wasn't really even that close. Mason Herrick was 2nd. David Alberico was very close behind him with Drew Ruben King. So there was a 101.4 to a 101.9 between David and Drew. Ethan was 5th. Nate Sutherland got the bump and ended up 6th. Jackson Anderson was 7th. Chad Rico Carstens was 8th. You were 9th, and then Taylor Larson was 10th. A2 had Mason Herrick with the win. David Alberico got a 2nd. And then Ethan Delaire ended up 3rd. Taylor Larson got all the way up there into 4th. And Ruben King was 5th. Rico was 6th. You were 7th. Jackson was 8th. Vanderbeek, like I said, not a very good main here. He ended up 9th. And Nate Sutherland was out early. And then in A3, this was the last race of the day. Vanderbeek got the win by 3 seconds over Ethan Delaire. That second that Ethan got made sure that he got 3rd overall. Mason Herrick got 3rd. His top spots that he had gotten kind of already solidified him for 2nd. David Alberico was 4th. Larson was 5th. Nate Sutherland was 6th. Taylor was involved in another close one. It was an 05.4 to an 05.8. Drew Ruben King was 7th. Jackson was 8th. You were 9th. And then Rico didn't look like he even raced this one.
His car shut off.
Oh, his car shut off. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. You're right. So, yeah, that was a busy one. Those were some busy mains to call just in general. So, but overall, man, very successful weekend. The final count after I got rid of a couple no-shows was 226 entries. 108 drivers total. I made 100 shirts. So now, I went off RC sign up.
Yeah.
And our RC sign up had 86 people, and I'm like, well, I'm going to order 100 shirts. If we have any left over, we'll find a way to give them away or throw them upstairs. And we ended up with more, which is the first time this has happened in a while. Usually I'm deleting names and filtering out who's not coming, and I got to text people to find out. I only had to do that with like 1 or 2 people. So I'm very, very grateful because for me, this race kind of kicks off our summer. And ProTek RC, if you go to their Facebook page, they actually publicize this race this year.
Nice.
And so that's good to see. And,
who are they posting podium photos on their website or something?
They did. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even yours truly?
Yeah, you're on there.
Really? On the ProTek website?
On the ProTek Facebook page.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gone to who goes to websites anymore?
I don't know. Sorry. I just dated myself. You mean on, was it RC Tech they posted it?
No. Yeah.
You mean on Tech Talk they
Tech
posted
Talk?
it?
Yeah.
Tech Talk. Yeah. What are they saying on Tech Talk? For people that want to know what Tech Talk is, or Tech Talk.
Tech Talk.
It was Trinity's version of.
It was
what was it?
pre RC Tech.
Yeah. Yep.
I once called somebody a stupid doo-doo head.
A stupid moron with an ugly face and their butt smells. And
yeah, on Trinity Tech Talk once.
Yeah.
And Tech Talk was kind of cool because you could, every once in a while, you'd actually get Ernie to respond to you for something.
Huh. It's probably just Gotti on there, like
I once responded.
Everybody.
I once responded to, or no, he once responded to me. I was like, "Hey, what do I need to do to get Trinity to give us some door prizes?" Back when I was
Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Look.
Oh,
those are green tires.
Nice.
There they go.
There they go. But
they're not glued together. They're
just sticky. No, Ernie once wrote, "Hey, why don't you get these guys to get? What about these guys to give you stuff?"
Mm-hmm.
And he like circled the sponsors on the flyer, and I was like, "Well, why don't you get on the flyer, be one of our sponsors, and give us stuff too?"
Yeah, give us stuff. Come on.
Yeah, come on and give us stuff. Now I just go with what I know. There's some companies I don't even bother. I'm not saying Trinity is one of them, but I'm just saying that there's been a few companies where I've been promised stuff and then nothing ever actually happens. I'm just like, okay, I guess I won't even mess with you anymore. Nor will we carry your stuff in the store. Feel very vindictive today, don't I?
Yeah,
I've been sounding very vindictive.
Okay.
I'm not a vindictive person. I just think I like telling you guys how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Real talk. This is our real talk episode.
This is a real talk episode.
This is going to be titled Real Talk with Will and Alex. And it's going to be like a long 6-hour music video.
What was that called? It's
called Real Talk.
Was that? I know that, but there was a name for it. It was an opera, like a.
Oh.
I can't remember the name.
Anthology?
Hip opera.
Hip opera. We should have a watch party where you and I just watch Real Talk, like the entire thing.
Oh man, I don't know if anybody would want to tune in for that.
Oh, I might watch it after this.
Okay, we got to talk about two more things before we do the pivot break, and then we'll come back and get comments. What'd you think of the hooligan race?
It was cool. I was standing off to the. Well, okay. Explain what the hooligan race is.
All right. So when I went to Beach RC for the Masters of Dirt a couple years ago, they did this thing called a hooligan race, and what it was they took, at theirs they drafted like 20 different drivers, and you got a chance to go out on the track, and there was a bunch of the audience could literally just take whatever they wanted and put it in the middle of the racetrack, and that was now an obstacle that you had to drive around. And they had a certain time limit, I think, and they drove backwards on the track, which we would have done, except the crossover you can't really do backwards because there's no way to get up it because it's flat. So we had to go the right direction. But either way, the time I went, Ryan Harris won it, and he won like $1,000. And then they started out with like this small sum of money, and then they were like, Brent would go out there with the mic and be like, "Who wants to add to the pot?" And then all these guys would start throwing down hundreds and in the name of this sponsor or this group or whatever it was, and it ended up being almost like, I think it was like $1,000 that they were driving for, and it was hilarious because like it would change, like somebody would put a trash can out there, like an actual trash can, and then they'd miss it, and then they'd move it the next time so that the next time you came around the lap, you thought you knew where it was, but it wasn't there, and you'd run right into it. It was hilarious. So I wanted to do that. That's I thought it'd be hilarious too. And we were only going to do the mini team melee on Sunday, and I'm like, we should do this. So what we did was it was $1 to enter. It was just like a dollar race that we do on Friday nights. And I took the first 20 people that wanted to sign up for it, and then when we came to it, I let everybody go out there and do whatever they wanted to. And
I think Jackson came in clutch though with his thing that he put on the track.
What did he put on the track?
He took his entire
Tire
tote
collection
of used tires.
Yeah.
And it was at least like 100 tires.
Yeah.
And dumped it on the track, and they just went everywhere.
They did.
Everywhere.
It was hilarious.
I picked up 5 of them, and I was standing off to the side of the track throwing them at cars when they went by.
I saw that on the video. I was cracking up when I posted my video and I watched it on YouTube. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. They're chucking stuff at him.
Yeah. Well, I told Ethan, I was like, dude, pick up a handful of tires so you can throw them at cars.
And then Shane Alberico asked me, hey, can I run my Max out there? And I'm like, absolutely. That's a great idea. But I made sure to tell him, I'm like, you can only stay in this area. You got to stay in this specific area to do that.
That reminded me of like, this is the swamplands protected by this giant monster swamp truck. And it can only stay in the swampland, so it's like when it went by, you know.
God, it was great. It ended up being really funny,
yeah.
and it was very entertaining, and nobody took it seriously. It was exactly what it should have been.
Yeah, and Shane was moving the trash can with it, which was pretty funny.
It was,
and then
funny.
Like whoever put the trash can out there didn't take any of the trash out of it, so there's trash going everywhere.
Was. Oh, I saw that in the video too. And then what was cool is after it was over, everybody went out and picked everything up.
Yep.
It was great.
Yep. I helped pick up. And then what was it? Like, well, I put the trash can at the end of because it was standing up in the middle of the straightaway. I was like, oh no. We need to put this at the landing for the ski jump. Mm-hmm. And so that hopefully we catch a car in that thing. That'd be cool.
That'd be funny.
That's what I was hoping. Just somebody went right in the hole.
Jason Haley super chatted us $1. He says Will should do the next episode as Opera Man from Saturday Night Live. Can you do
we'll be down for 50 cents.
Can you do a Adam Sandler?
What's an Adam Sandler?
Well, okay, then probably not.
Well, I mean, like what, like Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler.
No, not that
Billy
one.
Madison.
He's all serious and.
Yeah.
Billy Madison, he's just stupid.
Yeah.
He's hold on, he's like that's terrible. Yeah. That's a terrible Adam Sandler, but I don't know. Opera Man never really was that funny for me. Sorry, Jason.
I've watched a lot of Saturday Night Live and I don't know who Opera Man is.
Oh. It's early.
I've never seen the Opera Man.
It's like 1993, 94 maybe.
Well, it's not early. Saturday Night Live started in the 70s.
Well, I know that, but for us, it's probably pretty early. I don't remember watching Saturday Night Live until the late 80s, 90s.
My dad used to tape them or something. I used to watch them.
Oh.
Like all the Blues Brothers ones and the original cast ones. They didn't age very well.
Yeah, I know. Okay, back to the hooligan race. So Steve Wall won $100. He survived. There was only 2. We started with 17 cars. We ended up with 2 at the end that were still running. So that's a lot of fun. We're going to do that again. We'll do that again next year. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think we'll do it at the INS race because there's more stuff going on at the INS race that.
Yeah, that one's like
it's a different environment.
Yeah, right.
You know. And then we did the mini team melee. And we had a lot of minis this time. I think way more than last year. Remember last year? I think we only had like 5.
Yeah.
And this year we had like 16 or 17 minis. It was awesome.
I think the mini team melee would be good to have at INS.
Yeah, we should do that again. Emerson would want to.
Because Thomas will be there.
That's true.
I'm sure.
Emerson would want to do it too. I know he's been pressuring me to add mini to our like club racing program. And I'm like, well, as long as you get more than like 5 of them, so we have marshals, I don't really care. I drove mine afterwards. We drove it together.
Yeah.
I have video of it. I'm actually going to post that on YouTube because it's really cool.
I struggled, but I didn't have very much practice with it.
I was so pissed.
You were doing really good with it. I was like, how are you getting that thing around there? You know,
I was so mad.
Takes me back.
That's
how I got started. It was micro racing.
I was leading. The computer put me like second. And then for some reason, whoever was first didn't start first. They started behind me. So I'm like, whoa, I'll take it. All I had to do, that car was so good. All I had to do is I went out there after the racing was over. I drove for 8 minutes straight without crashing.
Mm-hmm. I was there.
I was pissed that thing. My car shut off. I came off the jump. I tumbled a little bit, and my car literally just shut off. Like I had a loose. I think it was my transponder shut my car off. Had to be the transponder. Otherwise, I would have had it. Would have totally had it. You know, I wanted to win that. Because
we had money for INS?
No, I wanted a new pair of Vans before we went. And I knew how much money we had raised, and I'm like, you know what? This will pay for a new pair of Vans. So I was literally racing to buy new shoes today. And I bought
You're like, come on, baby.
Come on,
baby needs a new pair of shoes.
I bought them anyways, damn it. But still, I was like, man, this could pay for a new pair of Vans.
Mm-hmm.
So Connor Herrick took the win. He was right behind me. His car was really good. I think Nate Sutherland ended up leading some of the 3 minutes, and then just got a weird flip through the whoops. And Connor Herrick ended up taking the win. It was pretty awesome.
Next year, you should maybe consider Marshalls and make it like an actual race. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. But then it kind of
takes the melee out of it.
Yeah, it takes the melee out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
It makes it more serious. Because then you're yelling at marshals and all that stuff. Who cares?
Nobody yells at marshals. Who yells at marshals?
Everybody yells at marshals.
That's one thing I don't know if I've ever really done. Couldn't tell you the last time I yelled at a marshal.
I didn't yell at the marshal in my 40 plus main. I yelled at my car. Mm-hmm. I was like, no, because my car was stuck against a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, get it. And then she got it. It was Noah's mom.
Oh.
She got it, and then I got on the gas, and my car turned right back into the pipe.
Yeah.
That's when I lost third place to Mac. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I just put my head down and was like, whatever.
Yeah, you got served, sucker.
I got served. And then the Dash for Cashes, we had Cole Henriksen taking it in 4-wheel drive. He was a fast dude, had rough time qualifying, ended up qualifying 5th, so he got to start first in the inverted start.
Mm.
And I was 3rd and made a bobble and was last, and then I made another bobble and I was the only one upside down in that race because, of course I was. And then TJ took the win in independent. And I got videos of both of those. They'll be up to YouTube tonight. I'm going to merge both of them together and post them. So So overall, good job. We raised for the raffle. I think we did what was it? So it would have been $86, no, $80, $80, and then almost $100 for the hooligan, because there was a couple more. After that. I can't remember the exact number. Either way, that was a perfect way to do it. Just a couple little things. Do a raffle. It wasn't a crazy amount of money, so it wasn't super serious.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. After that, I feel somewhat confident coming into this week.
I'm feeling pretty good about truck. I don't know. I think I got a race truck. You think I have a nationals level race truck?
Yeah. Oh, dude, absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like I have a national level 4-wheel drive because I was able to run with national level drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Nate, Ty, and Cole, in my opinion, could make the A-main at the Roar Nats in 13.5 wheeler any day.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
The fact that I was able to run with them, again, if it wasn't for a few mistakes, I would have been right there with them at the end. So I feel pretty good going into it. 2-wheel drive, who knows?
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out when we get there.
Yeah.
The nice thing about going to an event like this, though, is for me, I don't have to do nothing. I can just sit in my pit and work on my car. If I don't think I have enough grip, I can sit there and I can brainstorm about how to get grip in my car.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have steering, I can brainstorm about what I can change, that sort of thing. If I need to chase tires, I have time to chase tires.
Mm-hmm.
With a race like this, that doesn't really happen. So I got to be prepared beforehand. And I was half prepared. I had tires that I should have ran in the main, but I didn't put them on. So live and learn.
So for anybody who wants to know what tires I ran in my truck, I ran the same set of tires all weekend on my truck, and they're actually used tires off my gas truck.
Yeah.
The two new tires the new tires that I mounted weren't as good as my old tires off my gas truck.
Yeah. And for those of you that want to know Emerson's truck, those were tires off his mini truggy from the last round of the Winter Series all the way around. I didn't even mount a new set of tires. He practiced with them and was like, dude, these are awesome. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, let's not change them then. And he went in qualifying. That last round of qualifying on Saturday, I said, well, what are we going to do about tires? He's like, why do we want to change tires? This truck's working great.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you go. It worked out.
Yep.
All right, let's do our pivot break, and we'll go through the comments, and we'll get out of here.
Okay.
We both have stuff to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
Hi, this is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group, and today we want to talk about the Lock and Shop program that we brought back to you guys in May. And it's important today because interest rates are on the rise. The Fed is determined that they are going to potentially raise interest rates at least 2 to 3 times this coming year. And within the dynamics of our industry, we have some quantitative easing that's going to be pulled back. So currently, the Treasury has conservatorship over Fannie Mae, and they are purchasing in the mortgage world, mortgage-backed securities at a certain rate, a pretty fast rate. And that purchase program has really helped to create a market for mortgage-backed securities over the last probably decade, and has been one of the big catalysts for driving interest rates down. And it's been announced that not only are they looking to raise interest rates, they're looking to pull back on the purchasing of mortgages, which means that it will be more driven, rates will be driven by the private sector. And inevitably, that means the rate of return that a private investor is going to want over the government right now is going to be substantially higher. In addition to the quantitative easing being restricted or being pulled back, we also have inflation. And so inflation now, decade over decade, we're seeing inflation move out of that transitory conversation and actually hit the kitchen table economics as far as gas, bread, butter. And with inflation comes higher interest rates, higher returns on everything across the financial industry. So between the inflationary environment, the quantitative easing environment, and then the rates in conjunction with the inflation, we're going to be in a different world altogether as far as rates this time next year. So why am I talking about the Shop and Lock program? It allows you to lock in as we see rates moving up dramatically month over month this coming year and even into 2023. You're going to have the ability for $500 to come into our office, complete an application, get pre-approved, and then lock your interest rate, even without finding a home yet. And you'll have 60 days, so 2 months to find a home. Once you find a home, you have 30 days to close on that home. So for $500, we're going to basically give you 90 days to secure that interest rate. We guarantee that we'll close it within 30 days if you can guarantee you can find the home within 60 days. Once we close, or during that closing process, we will give you a lender credit for the $500. We'll take that $500 off of your closing costs so that it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket to lock that interest rate, use that program. If you do not find anything outside of that period, then there's the $500 charge. Now, that being said, some people are going to say, well, in this market, you can't find a house in 60 days. You'll be surprised how many houses, what the inventory starts to look like here over the next 12 months. With the rates going up, the purchasing power is going to go down, and you're going to see people that are sliding outside of those debt ratio parameters or just not qualifying within a higher rate environment. And so, there are going to be fewer buyers, and that's going to allow you more time to look at the inventory that's out there. So the positive of the higher rate environment and all the things we're talking about, as well as the Shop and Lock program, does benefit the folks out there that have been out of the market and unable to find anything or put cash down to be that cash buyer. So we're excited to see the opportunities will be growing for that sector of the consumer market here in 2022. So Shop and Lock program is fantastic for you guys. Let me know if I can help. Give me a call, 402-881-5951. Shoot me a text. Just make sure that you put your name on there and the best way to reach you, whether it's via text or email. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Dude, Tim
What?
Sutherland is the man.
Why? Well, for one, I love Tim,
Yeah, me too.
and his wife is great, and so is Nate.
Went to the original Hobbyplex in Omaha for the 2022. That needs to catch on.
My man.
My man. Everybody should put the original when they make race reports about the Hobbyplex. Oh man, thanks Tim. That just made my night. I'm so happy right now.
Let's see if I can get it in my box over there. Ooh, I made one earlier.
All right, comments. John Haas was on here. Nuthouse is on here. Steve RC, Jason Haley. Those are our, I believe, everybody but John Haas is a Patreon member.
My dudes.
Nuthouse says, how about those races? They're pretty good. How many 22.4 elites did you guys get? I think I told her 4. I'm pretty sure we have 4 in stock right now, unless we sold some today. I'm on vacation, so what a week! What a couple weeks at the Hobbyplex. Do you realize that I haven't been in the store to work at the Hobbyplex, nor will I be for let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So 7 days. This is day 8, and then I won't be back in until next Tuesday. So 16 days without me working in the store or doing anything. And I say that, and then I did orders today for gaming. So, but I can do that from home now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that from home.
Yeah. But anyways, pretty sure we got 4. I know we got 4 in. The new set is Capena. That's for Magic. Capena? Steve RC says Alex has an awesome wife. He says, that's true. I do, even though I give her crap sometimes for blabbing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she cusses a lot when she drives. It's really funny. She from the minute we get in the car, if somebody is driving down our street, like at our house, she'll cuss at them. It's really funny.
Hilarious.
I think it's hilarious. How did the new dirt track work out? It worked out great. I will work on posting videos that I took from this weekend. It's kind of weird because I did videos all the way leading up to practice, and then I didn't post anything on YouTube those 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get home and I'm just tired. Didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
The new track was Clappy Clap. They were talking about what cars Noah was driving. I think it was. I don't think it was all one brand.
I couldn't tell you. I know his mom was wearing a TLR shirt most days.
She was,
so.
yeah. And I know his 2-wheel drive car was a Losi. I do know that. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But the short course truck is hard to say. I don't really know.
Did he have a 4-wheel drive? Because I think. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yes. But I think he was in like the C main.
Mm-hmm.
Lance Murray says best track ever. I don't know about that. But I'm very hard on tracks I build. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty good one though. It's deceivingly hard. At least that's what I think. What'd you think?
Yeah. I mean, those high-speed tracks like that, like the tracks that like it. I wouldn't say it was difficult. I wouldn't say it was easy. Tracks like that, like this, like it makes it so you have to run really tight lines and stuff to do really well.
Mm-hmm. Steve RC said that he was worried about the crossover, but it worked well. So
Nice.
yeah, somebody came in after the races on Sunday when I was watering the track, and they were like, man, I don't know if my stock buggy's gonna clear that. I'm like,
Really like my mini B does.
yeah, I was like, dude, the stock slash can do it. Which I gotta buy when we come back. I'm buying my stock slash for the truck series. Ray Cox says, howdy. I have built 2 dirt oval Tamiya cars with SR10 wheels and tires with lockers. That's pretty cool. Melissa says his mom said he was running both brands of cars this weekend, so they're still talking about what Noah is running. I think everybody was like impressed by the Noah kid because he was just so cheerful.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody.
I heard he was singing on the driver's stand.
Yeah.
That's something I need to do. I should just start singing to myself. What song should I sing?
I don't know.
I sing it in the mic.
Creep.
I'm a loser.
Yeah.
No,
What the hell
I'm a
am I
weirdo.
doing here?
What the hell am I doing here?
I'm a weirdo.
I don't belong here.
Yeah, it should be you. Oh, oh.
She's running out again.
Yeah, that'd be you.
That would be me.
Uh-huh.
Do the Kashima shocks make a big difference? Also, what the heck is Kashima coating? There's a good question for you, sir.
So like in full size racing, you have like Fox shocks or Kashima coated shocks, and it's like a coating that fills in the pores of the aluminum. So if you look at it like under a microscope, all of that is slickery smooth. So there's no like gaps, nothing for oil to like kind of dive into, and they work well. I always just run them. They look cool. I don't think I've driven a car without them in a while, but I mean, definitely the associated cars work great, even without them.
Yeah.
It's not a need, it's just like, hey, if you're wanting to bling out a car, spend some more money on your car, make it maybe a little more consistent over a longer run.
Well, they have that kit now that comes with the 4 shocks and the pistons, not the pistons, the 4 shocks and the shafts. And it's like $76. You supply your own pistons and the rest of the plastic parts. That's how I got mine on there. And
yeah,
because I wanted to have a second set of shocks built, and then I was like, well, I might as well just get the Kashima kit.
Yeah,
so that's how I did it.
Well, and that they're even going to have them for the 13 millimeter shocks.
Yeah,
already those kits and everything.
Yeah. Well, that's something new. I didn't know that. I thought it was just, honestly, I kind of thought it was a gimmick. I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what that meant. So there you go. I learned something new every day.
What's that? What's it mean? What did I say?
How the Kashima, the coating fills in the little microscopic gaps and makes it slickery smooth? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I just thought it was a thing.
Yeah, they used to have T-shirts that said butter smooth on them and like a stick of butter. and because they use them in all forms of racing,
Right. Yeah.
like yeah, it's like butter smooth Kashima,
Steve RC, do you have the new idea for the INS race with you? I don't, but I have it up here. And I have the next 2 track changes already kind of laid out in my head where they're going to go. So for the INS race, it won't necessarily be an entire crazy track build like we do for once a year for this thing. So it'll save me some time. And it'll probably save us some paint too. We're gonna repaint. We actually have enough paint to paint the J Concepts layout again.
nice.
Too, which is good.
That's always good.
Yeah. Midwest Boss agrees. He's like, hell yeah, my mortgage has been rising. Ray Cox is like, I bought a house outright today. Outright.
Outright, just paid cash for it. Showed up with a truckload of money.
Dumped it in the driveway.
That'd be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Someday I'll be able to buy Twitter like Elon Musk
I might go on Twitter again.
and buy it.
No, I'm just saying I might email myself my Twitter password so I can go in there and start using Twitter again. I haven't used Twitter in 4 years.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's still going to be a dumpster fire no matter what you say to people or tweet or,
Yeah.
but still. Welcome to Nebraska, the 3rd highest property taxes in the country. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, we're still in we're not part of the city yet too, so we have a little bit higher taxes too because we got to pay all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Peter Renault is on here, and
Hey,
he's
Peter.
just doing his shocks. Doing shocks. Couldn't text right now. Russ Patnow says, as an out-of-towner, he's all for having the track done a week early to get the track broke in more.
I'm telling you guys, like, you'll like it. Like, you come up here for club racing, the track that we race on for club racing is entirely different than what you actually race on when you come up here for a big race.
I know. Well, the Patnow's been up here for a summer series, so they knew what it was like. They know what it's normally like as opposed to what it is when it's fresh.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, you know what I'm saying. I'm just talking to the people that I'm not gonna get enough time. I'm not going.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna do fine. You'll actually do better if we do this.
Because it won't be such a guessing game.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be way easier to pick a tire and stick with it for the whole weekend if it's broken in more. If the track is allowed to kind of, I want to say cure, but it hardens basically.
Yeah.
He'll
be an entirely different animal,
and
it would be way better.
And it would pretty much take slicks out of the equation too.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
But you'll have crazy grip on.
You'll have crazy grips on gold treads, and you'll be like, man, why can't I run slicks? And you'll run slicks, and you go, holy crap, we can't run slicks.
Yeah, and you'll be like, man, I'm glad I'm running treads.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a slow track on treads. Like, it has good grip wheel stands on treads.
Yeah. Let's see. Scrolling down here. Whole bunch of stuff about tracks. I'm not going to toot my own horn, so you guys appreciate it. Noah's running TLR buggies and AE trucks because I think Andy was parked right next to him.
Oh, nice.
So TLR buggies and team associated trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Filbert says, Riley Filbert said, the whole good luck everybody was great until you stood right next to him on the stand. Because he blurted out, good luck everybody, really loud.
Yeah.
More love for Noah. Noah Ward fist bumped me every time he went through tech. Awesome kid. Amazing attitude. Everybody loved how he yelled good luck at the start of every race.
He's going to be another fast Wisconsin side kid.
Yeah. Oh, Steve RC says Alex was in third in the Plex Spec A main, messed up the crossover, and instead of waiting for a marshal, he went around again and lost a bunch of spots. So
Dang.
that explains that, because I thought he was up there.
Lesson learned.
Yep. A little bit of love for Emerson here from Filbert, saying Emerson was cruising. Jason Healy wants to know if he can order a C-main plaque for 40 plus. Email Boom RC. He's got the file. I bet you he would.
Yeah.
And then just have him bill me. It'll be like $10. TJ had a hot lap, but he kept making mistakes. I think that was in maybe Independent Buggy. Independent Buggy is going to be wild this summer. What's the over under on how many different winners in Independent Buggy this year?
At least 3.
Yeah. 3 over 3 under 6 is what Filbert said. Jason Haley thinks there'll be 4 different winners.
That would be a perfect class for Jason Haley. He's independent.
Well, I think he's ran that before, hasn't he?
I don't know if he has or not. I know he's running modified now.
Yeah.
But he could run independent buggy and 40 plus with his 17.5 car and be fine.
Yeah, a couple guys did that last year.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting to the bottom. My wife's out there. She's ready to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she is. Team Associated swept both mod classes. Well, the same person also.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good mix, too. Think about it. We had J Concepts Tires winning mod. Proline Tires winning Expert Stock and 13.5. I'm not sure what Noah was running for tires in Independent Buggy. I know Gold Ellipses won Mini Truggy. Gold Ellipses won Stadium Truck. And I'm not sure what Mason was running for tires on Plex Spec, but it was a good mix of brands.
Yeah.
There, you know. Let's see. Going back down. Have you ever seen Pinky Blinders?
I have.
What is that?
Peaky Blinders, it's like a English mafia show.
Oh.
It takes place pre-World War II, during, like, post. I can't remember, but late, maybe in the 20s.
Oh.
20s, 30s. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Steve RC also thinks that Plex Spec's going to be really close this summer, too. I could see that.
So it thinks what is?
Plex Spec?
Oh, yeah. It always is.
It is. And you know what? You know what's weird about this year? Going into the summer series, I have no idea who could win Plex Spec.
Yeah.
You know, in the previous years, you kind of had a feeling, oh, this kid's going to enter Plex Spec all year. He's going to be the winner. Kind of like, well, Daniel never did the summer series, did he?
In Plex Spec?
Yeah. Didn't he just jump right into Indy Buggy?
I can't remember if he
Like
got kicked out before that or not.
I don't think he got kicked out, but I think he just didn't want to run it because he had won Plex Spec at the INS race last year, and was winning Plex Spec in carpet, and then was just like, I'm gonna run this and this. So he just started running like Independent Buggy, and 13.5 wheeler. I don't think he ever actually did do Plex Spec, but like when Emerson won it that one year, I was like, oh, it's gonna be either Emerson or Aiden, you know. And then you had the other Henriksen, Chase. You know, he had an outside shot to do that year. And then, like, the year before that, there's always a certain kid. I always felt like there was a certain kid. Like, when Caden Berdine won it, I was like, there's no way anybody's going to beat Caden in Plex Spec. You know? And this year, I have no clue. I have no idea. It could be anybody. I mean, a couple of the kids that I thought would have, like Dalton, Like Dalton's completely outgrown Plex spec. He's way better, and he's that's why he ran the classes he did this weekend. You know.
Yeah.
So, and Dalton can't run it anyways because he won last year.
Yeah.
But even at the start of last year, Dalton Conrad wasn't really on my mind for being that kid. It was. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I have no idea about Plex spec this year. It's going to be some surprise, like maybe Ryan Nemec, I think, or I bet you Alex Eichler by the end of the season is up there winning mains.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Scrolling down, we're almost done here. Andy said that TJ had all new tires on. That's why he didn't think that his truck was good until the main. Steve RC wants to know, Alex has a DX5C. What would be the next feature upgrade to be for a radio? And that's in my opinion, an MT44 or the MT5 would be what I would get him.
Yep.
Plus, I think
Be a good one.
I think those two radios are better for smaller hands. Like I would say for a 4PK or the 4PL or whatever they're on now on Futaba side, but I think their handles are a little big for younger kids.
Yeah.
It's just my thought. Yeah, no, actually, Steve, if you want, dude, I'll sell you my MT44 for $100 with a receiver because it's broken. It's not broken to the point where it doesn't work, but the radio tray doesn't hold in anymore. I got to use a rubber band around it. But if you want a cheap upgrade, I'll sell you that, and I'll finally buy my M17 when we come back from vacation. And then I'll buy a radio case and actually take care of it. So, Ben Huffstetler just ate baby octopus salad. He doesn't think he'll look at his life ever the same. I honestly, like, that's, if you were going to put a comment in this show and you knew that we talked comments, something like that would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Jason says Indy Wheeler would be good, but then there should not be an option to run both. I don't know. I think if you only have one car, it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
But I know what people are saying when they say that, but it doesn't bother me if you get both. There's some talk about the RB10. Maybe I can talk to these guys in person about that. Team Player says DX5R. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Will, did you just tape your foams?
No.
Okay.
Who wanted to know?
Andy Barrett.
No. Nah.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm
I
taping
still
them to
have
the wheel.
Jason Haley's tire band on my radio. That's true.
Oh.
He gave me a tire band because my rubber band broke.
That's
And
nice
I
of
was
him.
using I was using a ProTek tire band to hold it on, and then I used it to mount a tire. So. All right, we better go. My wife was in here staring at me, so
Aw.
giving
all
me
right.
that look of like, will you shut up and so we can get going?
Hmm.
How ironic is that?
What?
That she was like looking at me to be quiet so we can get going. Oh, the irony.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
the irony.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, no show next week because it's the first Monday of the month. So, and we'll be on the road probably anyways. Or even if we did get back to Omaha in time to do the show, neither of us would want to.
No, I don't want to do it next Monday. I can already feel it.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Still no Indy Wheeler talk. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have independent Wheeler at the J Concepts race. You know, maybe we'll think about changing it up for next year. It's too late for this year. it is what it is. So, but I don't know. We'll look at it. We'll see what happens. You guys are going to have a good time at the INS race for sure, in independent four-wheel drive buggy. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we got to bounce. As always, the show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find him at pivotlending.com. Mention our show. Talk to Don Zoller or David Olson.
Aiden Olson's dad.
Aiden Olson's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And get a $500 lender credit or 0.125 off your interest rate. So there you go. We appreciate them a lot. We appreciate you guys. And we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks when we're back from vacation. I'll be doing some video for this race we're going to. It'll be a road trip video. It'll be fun.
Yeah, like the last one we did.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna bring
we just decided to drive 8 hours for a club race.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring the GoPro, and I'm gonna bring the good camera, and of course I'll have my phone. So we'll try to put some stuff together for that. So
that was such a good weekend.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like, we got rained out at Fastlane and just like looked all over the place where rain wasn't going to hit to try to find the closest race we could
like,
go to.
Where do we go? We got the weekend off. Where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
All right. See ya.
Yep. See you guys. Thanks for coming and racing, and